West Virginia versus Heard That, two West Virginia teams battled head-to-head Thursday night. On Thursday, the Belmont County Safety Council held a safety meeting. The Arrive Alive tour attended the safety meeting with a simulator. The water towers, they're something you see all of the time, but you may not realize how important they are to a community, especially like Steubenville. Pedestrian accidents can occur anywhere, including parking lots and at crosswalks. Last Saturday, the Marshall County Fair kicked off, and they have a lot of fun-filled events planned throughout the entire week. Several students have been a victim to the student section ticket fraud. Friday marked the grand opening of Crumble Cookies. This is the very first Crumble Cookies in the Ohio Valley. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. We have more breaking news on that story. The Israel-Hamas truce has ended today and Israel resumed its military campaign in Gaza. Only 3 have been issued. That's less than in recent years. Does that mean there's less crime happening or less reporting, or has something else changed? After a year and a half of persistent water damage and flooding, a local Moundsville resident reached out to WTOV9 looking for answers. After State Route 250 was resurfaced, Michael Palmer started to experience problems at his residence along Madison Drive. Every time the rain falls or the snow melts, water runs off into his yard, porch, and even his home.
When they redid this blacktop, they didn't grade it properly. So the grading, instead of it running to the culvert, actually runs down over this hill into my house.
Since the erosion has occurred, Palmer has concerns for termite and black mold damage. He is also making note of all the destruction.
I'm noticing, like this bedroom right here where the water sits, the closest one to us, the floor is sagging down. The foundation is being eroded. The wall there is soft. It's done some serious damage.
Ideally, what would you want to happen?
Ideally, I want them to fix the way the road is so it stops bringing water down. And then I want them to go ahead and look at the foundation of my house, make sure that I don't have mold, any kind of damage that's been done over these last couple years. I'd like for them to take care of that.
After taking to Facebook last Sunday, State Delegate Charles Reynolds reached out to Palmer concerned. He was surprised the resident didn't lose everything on his hillside, including an outdoor AC unit. As a step in the right direction, he reached out to Dave Brabham, a regional DOT engineer.
When they got a hold of me, like I said, I instantly started working the chains to the Department of Transportation because we all seen the video. It's crazy.
Reynolds said the ditching on State Route 250 needs cleaned up to prevent clogging and water runoff.
Over the period of time, as equipment was cut back, employees were cut back, there were no ditching being done. So now we're playing catch up. And I would say my personal belief is this is what caused the problems at Madison Drive.
Reynolds hopes this issue is taken care of for Palmer, and if other residents are experiencing similar problems, they should not suffer in silence.
Reach out to your delegate and your senators and let them know so they can, we can help what we can. We would not promise anything. None of us would, but we will surely try because we all care about our county.
Reporting in Marshall County, I'm Courtney McGinley, News 9. With images of war on our TVs and phones every day, Rabbi Hershey Guerreri says it's difficult to take.
The whole world's very shooken up seeing the face of evil, burning children, beheading children, killing and maiming close to 1,000 Jews just for being Jewish.
He's co-director at Chabad of Penn State.
You don't have to be a genius to be against violent rape. You don't have to be a genius to be against abducting 7-month-old babies or, 85-year-old grandmothers or whatever. That doesn't take a genius or any moral bravery. And it's just realizing that silence is complacency.
Penn State Jewish organizations like Chabad and Hillel are working together to support the Jewish community during this worldwide crisis.
I have family, I have friends there. I lived in Israel for a year. It's a home away from home, and it's heartbreaking to see what's happening.
I know people in the defense force who are fighting right now. I know people who, one of my friends who's been to America, spent a year with him. his friend was actually kidnapped, and they have not heard from him.
The two groups held a vigil recently at Penn State.
The amount of hugs that were going around and the singing together and the mourning together and crying together was very, very important to many students.
Jewish student Justin Tannenbaum says Palestinians are also suffering.
There's horrors going on in Gaza as well, and it's sad for the Palestinian people.
More events are in the works, including Shabbat Friday night dinner to honor the dead in Israel and to remember the victims in the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting 5 years ago this month.
When a Jew dies, it affects the whole community.